Mahalo everyone, and welcome to 2022 here on the Jolly Scarecrows channel. And today I'm going to be presenting you a continuation of our New Year's Eve deck, except for this time I have brought in a new Herald ritual theme. And the reason why I'm doing this is, I guess, a kind of a brainstorming process. When thinking about the previous deck, I realised that Starry Night Balefire can search for Cerberus the Ancients have Ascended, and whilst this is, it's good as a hand trap, when I also realised that my deck was playing the Diviner of Herald and Eva combo, which is regularly used in Triton Herald decks, I was like, surely I can bring these things together, and I think I have in as best a way as the deck would allow. So essentially the idea is that you combine your Herald of Ultimateness and your Starry Night, Starry Dragon to negate your opponent's effects, and then when they normal something to try and get over the Herald, you can just keep popping it and basically slowly beat down your opponent. This deck takes quite a while to win, I guess, but you can demoralize your opponent very quickly on the opening turns. I mean, where to begin really? It's a 60 card deck, so it's kind of hard to explain. Herald of Ultimateness, the card you're going to be wanting to get out. We're running 9 normal monsters for you to play with Advanced Ritual Art. The ways of searching Herald. So we've got 3 copies of Pre-Preparation of Rites, which you can use the Oracle of the Herald. We've got one of. We're also running one of Sprite's Blessing, which allows you to search for Cerberus if you happen to not have the Heralds in the deck. We also have 3 copies of the fantastic Ritual Sanctuary. This lets you discard any of your other spells to add a ritual monster or a ritual spell from your deck to your hand, and then its second effect is absolutely fantastic in this deck because you can banish a spell from your graveyard to special summon back 1 or 2 star fairies. Pretty much all the time you're going to be bringing back Eva. What a broken card this is. So this basically, when it's sent to the graveyard, banish 2 of your other fairies that are either on the field or in the graveyard, ideally obviously in the graveyard, and then you can add 2 fairies to your hand. So you can see how with the Herald of Ultimateness, which when your opponent does anything except normal summon, you can discard one of your fairies to negate it. You can see how these 2 work so well together. I mean, of course, then you've also got Herald of Orange Light if you happen to want to negate an effect from the hand or do it on your opponent's turn or something like that. I mean, obviously it's not as good as Ash, but it fits the theme fantastically. With the 3 Diviner of Herald, so you can also send Herald of the Arclight from your extra deck to the graves, and that will allow you to search for any of your rituals. So that's a kind of your way into ultimateness, and ideally obviously you'll be using Advanced Ritual Art so that you can send a whole bunch of these fairies from the deck to the graveyard so that you can then use Eva to banish them to recruit more copies of the Diviner and Herald and Orange Light. The nice thing about Diviner and Herald is that it levels itself up so easily, and that can give you access to a really nice array of extra deck powerhouses, because if you've got your Ritual Sanctuary in the field, you can often be special summoning. You can special summon Eva really easily just with one spell card, and we're running quite a few kind of disposable ones. Once you've used Advanced Ritual Art, we don't have ways of getting it back, but you can use its effect to bring back Eva. That gives you a 1 star on the field. So you can then use this to judge kind of what synchro do I want. If I send Yakatuni Megami, I'm straight away having a level 8, so I've got a level 9. Actually, I've got level 9 synchros on the side, but you get my drift. If you send Starry Night, Starry Dragon, or something like that, you can go straight into Baron of the. And if, that's obviously a brilliant card. If you send any of your 4 stars, you can go straight into either Shooting Riser or Dawn Dragster. And yeah, that's just if you've got even on the field. If you've got a 2-star on the field, then you'll have to be going to an 8-star, something like Chaos Ruler or Warlord Savage Dragon. So you have huge access to synchros. You also have access to obviously the Agent of Creation Venus, so you have your 1500.4 monsters on the field. So we're running, yeah, you can do a whole bunch of different things with this. We're running Sky Cavalry Centuria, so that you can basically go into the Divine Arsenal and wipe the field. Similarly, we're running IP Masquerena or Hulk. Hulk will obviously go into Shooting Riser, a whole bunch of different plays there. IP Masquerena can then go into Applauosa to set up more board negates. And the other two cards talk about the extra deck in TIS. So you will be sending that with the Diviner of Herald, because it's a fairy, and you can then destroy a card on the field. Could be quite useful to have that in your locker. And then Herald of Mirage Lights, basically just 2 monsters with different names. Sometimes you'll have some rogue stuff on the field, like spare Diviners of the Heralds that you for whatever reason can't tribute. And this essentially, it provides a mini version of the ultimateness. So this works when a spell, trap, or an effect is activated, and then on your opponent's turn, if it's destroyed, you can add ritual monsters or ritual spells back to your hand. So you can recycle things, like the Ancient Descended, if you use it as a hand trap, or hopefully you'll have enough to use Advanced Ritual Art twice. The idea is that you do have enough to use 2 copies of Advanced Ritual Art in the event that you need to. So Herald of Ultimateness is a 12-star, so you've got 2 Yictano Megami, and then you can use 1 Megami, I think, what is it, 2 Moki Moki, 2 Mystical Shine Ball, to gain 12. So around this theme, we are playing things like Dark Factory and Eva to get fairies back from the graveyard to the hand. And then we're also running the wonderful Starry Nights. So Rail will let you add the spell or trap from your deck to your hand. So Balefire, which will let you search for the Ancient and Descended, or obviously also the Starry Dragon. I won't go on too much about those cards because I've spoken about them in the previous video. And essentially we're running exactly the same lineup of Starry Nights in that deck as we are here. So all of that part is the same, it's just that this, you can open up with the Starry Nights and that will be your option play, but if you have the option to go into Herald first, what that will allow you to do is mean that the counterattacks your opponent makes you can often disrupt, and then much further down the line you can bring out the Starry Nights, and that's when you can start overpowering your opponent with this nice control build. Right, I think that's everything. I hope you've enjoyed this deck, and I look forward to testing it against other duels, other decks in the not too distant future, and hopefully those videos will be on the channel. And see you next time.